Hey, what's up guys, it's Liam on Your Overwatch, back with a new video. Today going to be going through some cancellations of animations within the game. There are some that involve reloads and others that involve melee, as well as a couple of little tips here and there. If I do miss any though for these offensive heroes, let me know in the comment section down below, and be sure to drop a subscribe if this helped you out. So the first guy I'm going to start with is Genji. Genji has a few different combinations that you can use as him to put out more DPS when you're at a very close range. In a video that I did previously, I recommended that you can right click, and then melee or shift strike. But what you can actually do with Genji, which can put out a little bit more DPS than that, is after the last right click, you can right click as many times as you want up until the point you run out of ammo. You can then melee and swift strike at the same time, just melee just before the swift strike, and then if you kill them, you also will regain your swift strike. So that's really good for Genji and a great combination to try and learn. The last thing that I'll mention is that if you have recently used swift strike and it hasn't killed an enemy, if you activate your ultimate, it does actually reset the cooldown, so you get your swift strike once more, even if you don't finish someone off. The next guy I'm going to go into is Reaper. I've seen a lot of guides online saying that you can cancel his reload to shoot faster. This, however, in my experience, doesn't seem to be true. I've done a lot of testing on it. If you're shooting as Reaper and then you begin to reload and you melee, if you do that too early, it actually takes longer to reload. However, if you melee as he throws his gun down, the reload time isn't sped up. However, you do get an extra hit in, so you do an extra 30 or 50 damage depending on armor, whatever, and that is good to get that extra bit of damage out as Reaper. But if you do it too early, as mentioned before, it actually takes longer, so you really need to get this down before you do it. And upon all the testing that I did, sometimes it seems like there might be a fraction of a second quicker that you shoot out, but honestly, it's just better to get that melee in and just do a little bit extra damage. So the third hero I'm going to go through is McCree. Now, I've seen everywhere that you can melee cancel his Fan the Hammer and it will let him reload quicker because it cuts out the animation at the start of the reload where he points the gun upwards. I've watched videos where this happened, yet I've just sat there and tested it and it doesn't work, so whether it's been patched is quite likely. But I will mention that the same as Reaper, you can melee early and you can melee at the end, but the disadvantage of meleeing too early is that he will then start to reload after the melee. You need to leave it towards the end of the reload, that way you can get out that extra bit of damage and then he starts shooting straight away. Some characters you need to do it at the start, but mostly at the end. Now, moving on to Soldier, I've recently heard and looked into that if you fire just after your last bullet, your Helix rocket, that it will slightly increase the reload time with this character. Now, I've done quite a bit of research on this myself and tried to actually do it in game quite a lot, and there's a slight potential to maybe get a bullet out earlier by doing this, but if you mess it up, which is what I'm going to show you on screen, you actually put yourself out by about half a second to a second if you don't do it. So what I actually recommend is that you don't try to reload cancel here and you wait right until the end of the reload. Just before he puts the clip in, you can fire off your Helix rocket, so it will cancel the animation, but it won't make you fire any faster. However, you've also put out that extra DPS by using the Helix rocket. You could of course also do this with melee, the same as Reaper, but you don't fire any faster, but you will also obviously put out a bit more damage. The only difference is Reaper is of course much closer with his shotguns, and from a long distance, Soldier's not going to be able to melee. So if you've got your Helix rocket and you think you might not need them for a very important reason soon, fire out a Helix rocket just before you start shooting again after your reload, just for that little bit of extra DPS. The last person I'm going to talk about is Pharah. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to melee cancel with her because you should never be at close range. If you was at close range with your rockets, you would be hurting yourself and then you wouldn't want to try and melee because you'd need to run away. So I just thought, why not try what Soldier can do? So I brought in one of her abilities to try and cancel things, and upon some testing, if you go to reload and then fire her concussion blast out, it will then start to reload after concussion blast. But Same as Soldier 76, if you fire it towards the end of the reload, the second that the animation is done, she starts firing again. So if you don't think you want your concussion blast, or someone's getting in your face while you're reloading, you can blast them away, shoot up into the air, and then rain fire down on them instantly as soon as you fired it out. So I was actually really happy when researching this, because I've never seen anyone do it before, and some people I'm sure will tell me in the comments, how did you not know? But I didn't know that one, and I found that one out all on my own. So guys, if I missed anything, any melee cancels or anything that I've missed that definitely work, because there's a lot of misconceptions in various games, not just Overwatch, as I mentioned with CSGO, where everyone seems to think you can swap gun and swap back and you'll cancel some part of your reload, but a lot of it isn't true. So if you definitely know anything, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I may even do a video. If there's anything else you want us to cover, you can also let us know about that too. Do be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.